Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss about the regularization. So before starting the video, I am assuming that you are aware about the bias and variance trade-off and underfitting and overfitting. If you are not aware, please check out my respected video. I will mention the link in the description. So now let's start the regularization. So first we will understand why would we need the regularization. So let's understand the regularization with the help of one example here. So for that I am using this particular data set. In this data set, this is your input variable, this is your output variable. This input variable is your experience and output variable is your salary. So we have to predict the salary corresponding to the experience. So we have to create a one model for that. If you see, this is your X, this is your Y, and this is the test data set. It means this is the unseen data set that I will use to evaluate our model. So first let me visualize this particular data set, input and output data set, and the corresponding test data set. So let me visualize the training and testing data set. This is your train data set, blue, and this orange is your test data set. So let me apply the linear regression here. Simple linear regression I am using in the scikit-learn, just creating the object, then instantiation, then I am creating the prediction. In the prediction I am using the training data set X, then I will calculate the mean squared error. In mean square error of the training data set, that I am getting the 0. Now let's check the mean square error of the test data set. Same model I will use to predict the test data, right? So this prediction I will get, then I will check the mean square error of the test data set, that I am getting 10.2. so here you can see that there is a variance, right? In the training data set I am getting 0. In the test data set I am getting the mean squared error 10.2. It means there is a very large variance, right? If we have a large variance, then we can say there is a overfit in the model. Our model is performing not well with the unseen data. So we can say that our model is not performing well with the unseen data. So it means there is some overfitting in the model. So what is the overfitting? Overfitting means our model capture all the data points during the training, right? It means it capture all the data points. That's why it seems like overfit the training data set, right? It means it's memorized the things, right? It did not learn the thing, it memorized the things. That's why it is not performing well with the unseen data set, right? So it is not a generalized model. So how we can solve this particular problem? So that problem we can solve with the help of regularization. So that's why we would need the regularization. Now we will understand what is the regularization. So in the regularization, what we used to do, if I will use this particular line, right? And if I will use this particular best fit line to measure the mean squared error with the test data, then we will get the less error as compared to this particular model, right? So how we can get this particular best fit line? This best fit line we can get with the help of regularization penalty. So regularization add this particular penalty terms, this penalty, this is your penalty, this is being added by the regularization. So we can say that this is the linear regression line, and here we are calculating the mean squared error. So if we will add some penalty in the mean squared error, then we will get this particular best fit line, right? So we can say that mean squared error of the regularization would be equal to mean squared error plus penalty terms, right? This penalty, this is your regularization penalty. So on this penalty basis, right, we can categorize the regularization in 3 parts. One is your ridge, second is your lasso, and third one is your elastic net. This is also called as your L1, this is also called as a L2, and this is the mixture of L1 and L2, right? So now we will understand what is the ridge, lasso and elastic net. Then we will do the hands-on. Now we will understand how we can use this particular regularization technique to get this particular best fit line to overcome the overfitting. So this is the formula. As I told you, this is the formula of the MSE, right? The MSE of the ridge regression. And this is the penalty, and penalty is equal to this. So penalty of the ridge regression equal to lambda multiplied by slope square, right? So for the multiple linear regression, we can say that MSE of the multiple linear regression formula would be equal to I is equal to 1 to n by I minus y hat square plus this is your lambda multiplied by summation I is equal to 1 to n, and this is your slope I square, right? Slope means coefficient value. As we know, the equation of the linear regression is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 and so on for the multiple linear regression. So this slope is your this particular coefficient beta 1 beta 2. So this equation would be like this. We can say lambda multiplied by your beta 1 square plus beta 2 square and so on. So now question comes, what is this particular lambda? Lambda is your regularization parameter. So by using this particular regularization parameter, we can change the slope of the variables. This is the best fit line by using the linear regression. This is your training data set. If I will use the lambda is equal to 1, so we can say that lambda is equal to 1, I will get this particular line, right? Because I will use lambda is equal to 1 multiply by slope, all the slope, right? In that case, earlier we were getting this particular equal to 0, right? So 0 plus some penalty terms. It means we will add something here, right? This particular penalty. So we will get the less slope as compared to the earlier line. Let's lambda is equal to 2, we will get this particular line. As we increase the lambda, we add the more penalty in the mean squared error, right? So it means as we increase the lambda, our loss value will be increased. It means our mean squared will increase, and that will minimize the variance. How it will minimize the variance? As we know, this was the 0 earlier. Now we will add some penalty here. Let's be at the penalty 2, right? In that case, MSE will be equal to 2. Then again we add some penalty, let's 3. Then MSE will be 3. It means let's MSE is equal to, I am getting 3, and with the train data set, right? And the test data set, our MSE was 10. So in that way, we are minimizing the difference between the training and testing MSE, and this way we are minimizing the variance. And what is the lasso? Lasso, we use the slope. Here we are using the slope square, here we are using the absolute value of the slope. It means for the multiple linear regression, we can say lambda multiply by, we can say beta naught, beta 1 plus beta 2 absolute value, beta 3 absolute value and so on. So this would be your formula for the multiple linear regression, MSE lasso. So this is the penalty terms we will add. One more thing here, if you see here, if I will use the same lambda value, let lambda is equal to 1, and we will use the MSE of the ridge and MSE of the lasso, right? So in that case, if you see what would be the formula would be your MSE will be same for both the cases, but here we use the lambda multiply by slope square. Here we use the slope only absolute value. So in that case, what would happen? The coefficient value will become 0 for some variables the coefficient of some variables will become 0 as the lambda value will increase, but here coefficient will never be equal to 0 because we are squaring. So that's why there will be some variables which have the less impact, right? The corresponding coefficient will be 0 for those variables, and in that way we will remove those variables where the coefficient is equal to 0 in the training data set. And that's why we can say that lasso regression also used for the feature selection. This way lasso regression can be used to overcome the overfitting and also as a feature selection. Now we will discuss the elastic net. Elastic net is a combination of L1 and L2. And what is the penalty? Penalty, this is your MSE and this is your the penalty terms of the elastic net. Lambda multiplied by elastic net penalty. Elastic net penalty formula is this: L1 ratio, L1 penalty plus 1 minus L1 ratio multiplied by L2 penalty, right? So if you see here, if L1 is equal to 0, this whole will be equal to 0. In that case, this will be equal to your L2 penalty, right? If L1 ratio equal to 1, in that case this will be equal to 0 and this will be equal to your L1 penalty. So we have to choose L1 ratio in such a way so that we can get the combination of L1 and L2. So in the ridge we use the slope square, and in lasso we use only absolute value, and in elastic net we use the L1 and L2 combination, right? So this way we can add the penalty in the linear regression and we can overcome the overfitting. So let's do the hands-on. Here same thing, I use the linear regression here, right? So let me run it again. So now apply the ridge regression here. So if you see here, I am importing the ridge and risk cross validation. Same thing, first I am creating the ridge object, then instantiation, then predicting with the help of training data set, then calculating the MSE. Now I am getting the MSE is equal to 4. If you see here, earlier I was getting 0. Now I add the penalty terms. After that I got the 4.0, right? It means our MSE value is increased. It means we will get the less variance. Now use the test data set. I am getting the 6.38. It means there is a very less variance now as compared to the earlier. Now let's visualize it. If you see here, this particular red line, this is your best fit line with the help of regularization parameter, ridge regression, right? We have this particular movement from here to here. It means this particular penalty we have added. So this will be more generalized as compared to this particular line, right? Same thing in the lasso. If you see here, I using the lambda is equal to 5, right? So here, if you see here, I am getting this particular line, right? Now in the elastic net, it is a combination of both the things, right? If you see here, alpha is equal to this L1 ratio, I am using the 0.5. It means both 50-50 I am using here. So if you see here, this is the complete diagram. Blue, this is your linear line, this green is your lasso, this is your ridge, and this is your elastic net. So this way we can add the penalty term with the help of regularization, and we can overcome the overfitting and make the more generalized model. So if you see here, if I will change the lambda value here, right? Let me change the lambda value at 1000. In that case, you can see that it get changed. So by using this particular lambda, we can update this particular slope, right? Let me use some different value. Let 50 I am using here now, right? So this way you can see now it is changed. So this way we can use the different lambda value and we can update this particular penalty terms. So let's use some real world data set. This is the concrete data set which I downloaded from the UCI library, right? Now this is your X and Y I am using here. Now I am splitting the training and test data set. Now just applying the linear regression. Here you can see I am getting 128 MSE. Now using the ridge regression model. In the ridge regression model, I am using the grid search. Why I am using the grid search? I want to use the hyperparameter tuning because I want to get the best value of the lambda. Here I am changing the manually lambda value, right? Earlier 5, 10, but how we can get the best value of the lambda? By in that we can get the best fit line that will provide you the more generalized model. So that we can get with the help of cross validation and the grid search, right? Here I use the grid search cross validation, then estimation, then you can see this is your estimator ridge, then parameter grid. I am using this particular parameter, only single parameter I am using, and this is your cross validation. I am using 5 times. Scoring method I am using the mean squared error. You can see I am getting 127 here. Same thing by using the lasso, I am getting 122. By using the elastic net, I am getting the 122. So if you see here in the ridge, I am getting 127. In the lasso, I am getting 122.61. Here I am getting 122.50. It means by the elastic net, I am getting some less error as compared to other, right? So this way we can use the grid search cross validation to get the best value of the alpha and the mean squared error. So let's visualize it. If you see here in the elastic net, I am getting the best distribution as compared to the other. So this way we can use the regularization to overcome the overfitting in the machine learning. So that's it from my side for today. I hope you will like this video. If you will like, please share with your friends and colleagues and hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you.